How you doing, YouTube? It's Tommy Versetti here. Today we're playing City Skylines. This achievement is mainly, this video is mainly a tutorial for the achievement hunters. Now there are several videos of Skylines on YouTube. Majority of them, or all the ones I've seen anyway, have all been used using the free mode where everything's unlocked, and you can't earn achievements through that. But if you do try and do it the way they've told you to do it, you'll run out of money very quick. Anyway, you know the drill. If you like what you see here today, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, spread the word to get me more subscribers. Things to bear in mind before you begin. Now, with the game itself, you have mods that come with the game itself, which can be basically bought from the marketplace or ones that actually come on the disc itself. Now, I think to bear in mind, any mods of any kind that if they're installed, it will disable achievements. That also includes the building mods that you basically get in this highlighted mode there, which is mod browser. When I first started playing, I was not aware of that, so I started playing my game and I was wondering why no achievements were unlocking. The other modes, when you select them, which I'll show you in a minute, it will say that enabling this will disable achievements. But anything you install through this mod browser mode, it does not give you that warning. So if you want achievements, ignore that bit there. Right, the best way to check if you're actually going to get, if you will be unlocking achievements, is by the achievement availability section there. Now this top one here, I've just got there. I'm not getting achievements in that, not because I've enabled any of the mod. Like you see that unlimited money and unlimited milestones, they've not been enabled. I'm still not getting any achievements because I had installed some of the building mods. So bear that in mind when you're doing it. So the one I'm working off now for the tutorial is the second one. As you can see there, the circle's removed, so it is actually in proper mode. So I'm going to show you the best way to start off in order to keep your money outgoing at a reasonable rate to help you to build stuff. You don't want to do too much too quick, simply because you will run out of money very quickly. Right, so let me just zoom out, get back to the bit where I want to show you. Where are we? Right. Okay, so when you originally start off the game, you would select your map, and I've chosen this one, as you can see, and your building will come off this intersection here, and then basically around here somewhere is basically where you start building your stuff. Now, what I suggest is when you do build, you start doing it in small square sections. Now, if you can see there, we've got the borough of Bell. I've done a little small section there so I can start adding buildings, applying electricity and water without running out of money too quick and doing too much at the same time. For the power, I'd recommend to start off with using the wind turbines. You can move them later on, should you want to, once you get more power there, but as you can see, I've put one of them in almost between every section here. But the other thing to bear in mind when you're building, as you will notice from mine, I've got all my residential areas all going up to one side here. So Aurora Heights, Borough of Bell, Kingdom of Jasmine, etc. And I've got my industrial estate all to the left. So we've got the Seven Dwarf Mines, we've got Agrobar Caves, things like that, simply because if you build your residential area too close to the industrial area, the residents will get ill, and it is relatively difficult to get everything back on track if they all start falling, because they do fall in very quickly. So the other thing you want to do is when you're applying your water, you want to pay attention to the stream. Now, if you can see, as you'll see here, the stream is going from basically it's going west. So when you basically put your water pumps in, you want to basically do it upstream, as you can see there. Now when you start off, you'll only have the money for one, so basically plant it at the top there, and then when you plant your water wastage, you basically want to put it downstream, as you can see there, so it's right at the bottom. It's nowhere near where the fresh water is coming in. Now the reason for that is, if you do it the other way around, you'll start pumping dirty water, and of course your residents will start getting ill, and of course we don't want that. If you see there, the water's gone all dark. That's all basically all the sewage, and no one wants to basically drink that. You don't need to label it and name everything, but I'm extra, and I've chosen to do it because I just think it looks better. You can adjust the names to whatever you want. As you can see, I've gone primarily Disney. So to give you an idea now, so if you pilot the electricity one, now you can see where everything's covered. So whenever you plant an electricity device, you will see a little blue radius which is covered. So you basically bear that in mind when you're planting it, so you know how much area it covers. So you know you've got enough power to cover it there. Same goes for the water. It's you connect them all obviously by pipes. So one of the pipes is fresh water coming in, the other one is sewage going out. Now the other thing you want to do when you also doing your water is you want to start putting in these water tanks. Obviously start off with 1 or 2 to start off with, because they are like 3,000 in-game currency to do so. But what this basically does, it's not a case of just constant water going through. Fresh water gets pumped in the Storia, which reduces any dirty water getting in and making your resident ill. So I've tried to keep everything separate. So I've got all my residential areas here. So again, if you see all of them there, Kingdom of Jasmine, 2 small sections, square sections there, and Borough of Bell the same, Aurora Heights the same. You start basically building around it, and it makes things a lot easier there. I've done the same with the industrial state. As you can see, there are small square sections there, so that way you can start building a small section, letting the electricity water go through, and then once you're happy that full area is covered, then start moving up. Because if you start doing too much too soon, you'll then notice areas which say it's got no water or power, and then you have residents leaving your town, which makes it obviously a bit difficult to do anything there. If you pay attention now to the bottom of the screen, you've got the bottom left hand side, so that's the date that you're currently on. So we're currently on the 24th of January 2025. The one next to it is income now. Goes to the one on the left with the little with the monies, the notes. That's basically how much we've currently got in the city. So we've got 16,000. The one next to it in green, that basically tells you if you basically how much you got coming in through taxes. So, and that's basically over what you're paying out. So the one thing you want to make sure that your incoming is a lot higher than outgoing. So I'm currently making 6,000 more than I need. Now how you basically adjust that, you go to economy, you've got your taxes here. You can raise them accordingly. So what I tend to do, as I've been playing, I've been raising them by 1% to see if the residents start complaining, and then if they're happy with it, I keep moving up that way. Next tab is your budget. You can adjust this to as and when you need it. Now to start off with, the water and the electricity I've kept at 100 because the city's been small. As your city grows, you want to do there. Same with the rubbish. I've kept the emergency services more or less full force. The blue bar is daylight, the purple bar is at night. So as you can see, if you look to the right hand side of the screen, it's my total income is 51,796. And my total outflow is 45,000. There's a breakdown of what's going where. So you want to basically pay attention to that and try and stick to that as much as basically, obviously, try and keep the balance with that as much as you can. And let's see what else have we got. So the emergency services, that's basically where I've got my police station, I've got my hospital. You start off with basically one, and as you get the money in, start adding the rest. Due to a problem with the stream, I've had to do I've had to basically do it later, so I might be able to do a full progress there. If you go over to the left one here, the little building inspector, go to press A, and then you can go to anything that you want, and it'll basically tell you what you do. So in that case, the medical clinic, it's you've got 43 patients, got full ambulances in use. You can adjust that basically by sorting out your budget. You want to pay attention to that, because when it runs out, when you have maximum capacity, you do want to add new stuff. So like, that's the next one there. So I've got 19 there. Police station, that's one of the ones that I've got. Got 10 cells in use. Until you can afford to get a police station, so not police station, police headquarters, you want to start adding these at different parts of the city. So with regards to power, you've got these wind turbines here. Now they're more expensive, but they generate more power. So add these accordingly when you can, and you can start knocking down these turbines in certain areas once you've got enough power to cover them. Because none of the residents really like them near them. So depending how close you are to the housing, it can cause a noise disruption there. The game does do auto save, however I'd recommend doing regular saves yourself, just in case you mess up, which is quite frankly easily done there. So in this section here, I'll try to keep all my power plants out of the way. So I've given them in the left down corner there. I'm not sure if you've seen that, but there's a little green arrow that popped up. If you show that, basically means the building's leveled up. Now how you level up buildings is by making sure everything in the area basically they're happy with. So, which is basically make sure you got obviously you got the schools, you've got medical care, emergency services, and basically does it from there. So you just so we move over to the next bar, which is your citizens. Now the one on the right is how many you currently got in your city. The little number next to it is basically how many new ones you got or how many people that have left. So I've basically just got 9 more new ones coming in. Pay attention to any tweets that are coming in for this from the residents. That's how you basically know what you need to work on. I'll get to that on later on once it's shown basically what the basic things to do there. As you get further into the game, you unlock more and more stuff, basically doing milestones. When people leave the village, basically the building becomes basically abandoned, and you can basically knock them down, and then it'll rebuild itself when the need is there. And they can leave for various reasons. The most common one you'll get will be taxes too high. The other one is they don't have enough basically workers in there. Get more workers in by getting more people in, educating them and so on and so forth. And there, if you've seen there in the far place, another building leveled up. So, so as I've been going along, I've practically unlocked almost everything apart from this section here. But I've got a long way off because I need a population of 90,000. Now, let's see what areas. So as you basically progress in the game, you can buy more land, and that's when you can start expanding your world. When you start, you only have one section. I basically had the top bit there, which is probably kind of obvious. That's where everything is there. Once you start building more stuff, you can actually move things to another area. So once you've got extra land, you can basically get the industrial estate, take the entire lot, and move it into another square. And then that way, residents definitely will be a lot more happier. There'll be no illnesses or anything like that. You carry that until you basically got the money. And how you get the money is basically by trying to find a good balance. You have up to 9 squares. I've currently got 3, as you can see. I'll be adding to you this momentarily. So then you've got your transport. You can basically add there are now. I've basically added basically buses and taxis.
Hello again.
I just need to finish off the road tracks, which is the bus journeys, because a few of them I've not finished off the actual loop, which is basically what that little blue line is with the arrow through. Got buses running around for the other, like you can see there, for the completed routes. Just do that at your own leisure. I basically try and get it all going around from industrial estate, residential areas. That's basically what I do. I've done the same with the taxi ranks. I've got one taxi rank, but I've put basically taxi stands all over the set, so people can get them from there. And there's another one leveled up. Just get rid of that. Right, the final bar that you can see on the right hand side, the more that's filled in, the more that's basically what your citizens are looking for, or what's needed for your city. The top bar, the green one, that's basically houses. The blue one is shops, and the orange one is residential, so it's industrial estates. So you basically got zones, which is basically what all these titles are. So I basically zone up and try and keep everything there. So we've got Disney stores, that's basically where I've kept all my shops. Extended down to downtown, this is our shops as well. Cogsworth Manor, things like that is like the residential areas. So we got all my schools, colleges, and universities have basically got stuck here. It will take you a while to get the university. Like you can see there now, it's there's 170 students, 171. So at some point I will need to add another school. You see what's here. University, I'm doing fine. That's not too bad. What's this one here? Right, so that high school's full as well. Let me see if we've got a school here. that new area that I built. There it is. Now, if you see, well, I've mentioned that, but there's loads of green smiley faces. That basically means they're happy because we needed a school. So that's basically what you need to keep doing. Pay attention, keep checking the buildings, add new stuff as and when needed. Zoom in and out to see your icons there, and basically adjust what you need to do from there. Key things is keep, as I say, start off small square sections. Keep industrial estates, different separate residential areas. Your water, make sure fresh water is getting pumped upstream, and all sewage is getting dropped downstream. Get rid of any abandoned buildings. Buy new areas when you got the money, and you're basically good to go. And more importantly, make sure you keep balance with your income and outgoings, as you can see, which I've done through the entire video here. So I've been able to casually add that screw when I need it. Anyway, if you like what you see, hit the subscribe button, and basically, and then I'll see you again soon. If you want to join for a live broadcast, you can do so by following me on Twitch. Channel name is Imperial Slayer. For now, Tommy Vassetti out.